today? All right. You can get closer. I'm not going to bite anybody. One year ago today, my office, along with the Washington field office of the FBI, began an investigation stemming from the sale of PCP and
Yeah, and that's right. But you see where going PCP and what?
I think fentanyl, sir.
Okay,
I got it back, sir.
go ahead. Go ahead. And let's see.
Just gotta add it.
Mm-hmm.
This is fentanyl in Knox Place, Anacostia. This investigation is the culmination of what we call a Title III wiretap. Last week, on August 21st, my office indicted 8 individuals for PCP and fentanyl trafficking, as well as conspiracy. The individuals who've been indicted are the following: 2 are from California, 1 is from Baltimore, and 5 of them are from the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Now, this morning,
All right. You can stop it there. I mean, because I don't think she mentioned who they are, but you could clearly see what they're doing. All right. It's to the point where, and that's why we are going to have to do what? We are going to have to do what? We are going to have to be very, very what? What we're going to have to be as a people. We're going to have to be righteous, more righteous than them. So they can't sit down on some press conference and then try to belittle black people. You understand? Like we, you know what I mean? We're the biggest drug dealers on the planet.
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
Looking at the video, I was just telling Bunk, y'all, it's what would you call it? A sarcasm, open sarcasm in front of your face, like they praying it, face, being sarcastic, like, yeah, we've got these guns off the streets, but the real manufacture of the guns and how they're used is to benefit their culture and their industry. General Hyman, Commander Junior Hunter, was talking about all the I guess the work that the drones take pictures of different regions, and they sell those pictures and those topographical maps to other regimes so they can go to war with each other, selling each other secrets for his investigative science and how to use it against their enemies, and they sell them to them so they can go to war. And they sell both of them the same guns.
Yep.
But they worried about a double-barrel shotgun.
Yep. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. And that's why we say we have to be more righteous than them. We're gonna have to stop selling drugs. We're gonna stop being drug dealers. You understand? We're gonna have to stop being drug abusers. We gotta stop, you know what I mean? Stop doing crime in this place. We're gonna have to stop it, or else they're constantly going to try to, you know what I mean, as if we are bad. They'll put us as the scapegoat, as Commander General Hanna said it. We are always the scapegoat. Always use us as the scapegoat. Because you cannot tell me that there's no other nationals in this place that is committing a ton of crimes. They're doing stuff illegally. They are. But the problem is they are allowed to police their own people.
Salaki, sir.
Come on.
That was something illegal the other day that the Haji man did. They were talking about the cat that was driving the truck illegally with the turban on his head. He made an illegal U-turn and killed 3 people. And then they did investigation on it. They had a whole ring of I guess people that were issuing out fake what you call them? CDL licenses.
IDs?
Yes,
oh boy.
Licenses, and they were driving the trucks and stuff illegally, sir.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They're so focused on doing what? Keeping us oppressed. Because the white man knows that if he allows us space and time, or his clock ticking. His clock is ticking. I wonder if you could find that video of that Israeli woman making a statement of young black men is the problem, is the major problem. Man, you know what I mean, I'll be, you know what I mean, I'll be very thankful if you could find that out. You know what I mean? No. Okay. With that, any questions? Because I wanted to get into something here before we go. Any other questions?
Salakia, Captain. I do got one question.
Come on. Who's this?
Trooper Yazakar.
Jessica, come on.
Why isn't the new moon celebrated?
Why isn't the what?
The new moon celebrated.
What scripture are you in?
Salakia.
Is it the one in Isaiah? Go to Isaiah 1. I think it's Isaiah 1.
I got it, sir.
20. Come on.
No, I think I got that video you wanted. Just give me 1 second, sir.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
All right. Give me one. I'll find it for you right now. Jessica.
Good to go.
All right. What did I say it was? Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 1 now. Okay. In short, we don't celebrate the new moon. Why? Akim. Why we don't celebrate the new moon? And he said it.
Salakia, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't worship moons or stars or any celestial bodies.
I'll take that. But give me Isaiah 1, and you could start at maybe 13. Start at 12. Yasaka.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 12.
Mhm.
When ye come to appear before me, who have required this at your hand to tread my courts?
Mhm.
Verse 13. Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me.
Right. So incense. What incense is he talking about? Is he talking about frankincense and myrrh?
The Salakias or the
Mhm.
I would guess our sacrifices of the animals back in the day.
Right. Oh, okay. What's incense? Look up incense. So he said, bring no more oblations. What are oblations? Vain oblations. What are oblations? Look up oblations. And he said, what? Vain oblations. All right.
Salakia, sir.
Mhm.
Oblation, a thing presented or offered to God or a god.
Right. And he said, no more vain oblations. Why? Because, like today, for example, the so-called Catholics, they have something called the Eucharist that they present before what? So-called God. That's a vain oblation. You understand? That whole Thanksgiving, right? That you want to go in church and, you know what I mean, or at home and sit down and pray before, or that Christmas meal, those are vain oblations. You understand? That July 4th is vain oblation. You're talking about, thank you, Lord, we are able to sit down here and eat this great food. That is vain oblations. Right? And he said, what? Incense is what? An abomination unto me. What's incense?
Salakia the one.
Mm-hmm.
Could we consider water baptism a vein oblation?
Okay, is not is something you bring in before the Lord. So baptism wouldn't be considered like a vein oblation, because you're not bringing the water before him, using the water as a sign of clean. I mean, cleaning or changing yourself. You understand? So just think any celebration that you're celebrating that's not in Leviticus, what it is it 23?
Come on.
Right? If it's not in Leviticus 23, right? Then basically it's what? It's a vain oblation you're doing. Right? Read on.
Salakia. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies.
So
I
hold
cannot-
on. You say incense and abomination unto me, right?
Yes.
Meaning what? What
So
you burning? Come on,
Oh, it's like the seasonings.
seasoning.
You're
What
right.
you're burning? Incense. This thing.
Right.
Okay, what comes with? Okay, I don't want to give you it, but in the incense, was it byproduct
Smoke.
of incense? Yes. So you smoking a marijuana is you what? You know what I mean? I burn. How you say? I burn the chalice day and night.
Right.
You understand? That's what the Lord don't smell like incense are. Right? Read on.
The new moons and
The what?
Sabbaths. The new moons and
Mhm.
Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot
Mhm.
away with.
He say he cannot what away with, meaning he not dealing with that. Why? Because you are looking at the new moons and you what starting to create your own what?
Religion.
What you creating? Your own
High holiday.
Yes.
Your own Sabbath.
Yes. So now with creating your own Sabbaths comes what? Creating your own what? As you said, your religion.
Come on.
Right? Read on.
I cannot away with. It is iniquity.
It's a what?
It is iniquity.
It's a sin. Read on.
Even the solemn meeting. Verse
Even the what?
14. Even the solemn meeting.
Meaning you gathering here as a people to celebrate Christmas is what? Iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? You here gathering to celebrate the new moon, it's what? Iniquity. Why are you serving an inanimate object? Give me that in the apocrypha. Like you serve the what? The creature, I forget how it goes. More than the creator. Read 14.
Verse 14. Your new moons and
Your what?
your new moons and
Uh-huh.
your appointed feasts, my soul hateth.
The Lord hates it. Your new moons and your appointed feasts. Because the Lord already had us do what? Remember in Leviticus, he told us what? Sometimes you'll hear what? 14 days after this, 50 days after this. You understand? He telling you when to do it. You understand? But now you going outside of that. And now you creating your what? Your new moons and your appointed feast days.
So like
But
I
the
said,
Lord
my man.
said he hates it. Come on.
So like I said, if I'm Officer Shaw, and the
Mhm.
white man is such a devil. I remember back in days, when we was in school and all that, they used to bring a little tent inside the gymnasium, and that had the students and all that stuff sitting inside this little, this little black little tent or whatnot, and they'll just put the moon and the stars up. And now for me thinking of it right now, what it made us do was it made us open our brains to think what is out here more. You know what I'm saying? Rather than just focus on what we got here, but what is really out here? What's truly out here? Trying to open us up into all the horoscopes now that they push on us, the big dippers and all that other stuff. And it's correlating with the scripture as well, if I could. So I should like about that.
That's right. Correct. Read on. Hey, Zion, let's hold it for 1 more minute for me.
Yes, sir. Come on. All right.
Verse
So what we at again? Talking about the new moons, right?
Con.
And so just like Cal said, you talk about all the other things that come along with observing these new moons. Before long, you'll get over to fearing the new moons. You'll start finding yourself attached to things that are not in Leviticus 23. Yeah, you'll be talking about with Mercury in retrograde and start getting into the whole solar system and what you call them things again? I forgot. I can't even astrology and what the asparagus, what's it called them things of the zodiac signs and all this has nothing to do with the Lord.
It's like
Right.
Okay, y'all don't want to start laughing, huh? You had something you want to say on that, soldier? You two up?
Twop.
Two sir.
Okay, most signs right.
So like I said, if I could,
Come on with it, top one.
come on. This what you're saying is heavy too, because let's be real. Most of the people that talk about new moons, you know what I'm saying, are figs anyway, fake Israelite groups, and 9 times out of 10, they use that to try to create like a literally, like you said, like a new Sabbath. You know what I'm saying?
But you know another thing that those bastards do when they get into things like this top one, it's still a way of separating themselves from us being the truth, if that makes sense to you. Like a Christian group or these other, I don't even like to call them whatever the word you just used, right? They would not exist if they would just come into the truth and actually learn real priests and prophets to the Lord. They are only created in opposition of what the truth is. So like you
mean, two other. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so we were just talking about when these things are talked about in the earth, they're only in opposition to what the truth really is. We talk about the these other camps and such. They only, they don't want to humble themselves and learn the truth from the ISUBK. So they look for things to point out in the Bible to say, okay, why aren't we, what is this? The UPK has to be wrong when the truth is right in front of you.
So like you, sir.
Come on, sis.
I'm not sure if you've ever seen What's Love Got to Do with It. I don't know if you know what that is, but in that movie, what's her name? Tina Turner, she lights an incense and starts praying in tongues. And I thought that was so interesting the very first time I saw it, because the child, I thought that was just another way you could pray. And so that's why it's just really important that we have the truth, because I'd still be sitting here thinking that's another way that I can speak to the Lord when really it's a sin. And I think it's just interesting that it's proliferated in that way in cinema.
Yes, it's done on purpose. Everything, that's against this Bible is done on purpose to keep your foot away from the Bible. And to use it with the stars, who we call the stars. You understand? They use them to do that to us. And that's why, Lord will, those stars gonna come in here and they're gonna have to do what? They gotta get dirty. You understand? They gotta sweep. Clean the toilets. Not to saying toilets and make it seem like it's a bad job, but to them it was. To them, they had people to do what? To clean their facilities.
To do it for them.
Yes. Now they're going to do it for us. You understand? They're going to do it for us.
It's
a lot. They don't lead black people astray. Come on.
So like that was heavy what the sister was saying, because at that time, when you put Tina Turner, one of the most prolific female artists in the game, you see that the abuse that she was suffering, her escape out of it was to idol worship. And a lot of sisters probably figure out, okay, what is Namarain Gain Gold? So how do I get that? So now they tasting it, Cap.
Oh man. Right. Yasaka, You good with that? Right? So you know what I mean, like the Lord, He already gave us high holy days, and we follow everything in this Bible. We don't go create our own high holy days. We don't go and see, it says worship the new moon. So now you go do it. Doesn't say that. You seeing it like it says go worship, but it doesn't mean go worship the new moon. It does not. You just want to create something different. You understand? And that's, you know what I mean, like every so-called Christian Israelite group that done break away from the ICPK, they now try to do what? Create something new. You understand? Create something new. When ain't nothing new to create. You know what I mean? Just come in here and learn what, you know, I mean, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge on the Command Journey and his teaching. Ain't nothing new to learn. And you see, I think Commander General Hannah, the generals broke it down last night with this simpleton. These men don't learn. You gonna create a figurine out of yourself? Like, you a dummy. The logo, come and see you for that. Come and see you for that. You know what I mean? But any other questions? Any other? If not, come on. Tab on. You had the video for me, or you don't have it?
Tone concert, I got it.
Come on.
Just 1 second, sir.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
So like, just gotta add it.
Mm-hmm.
Is with the young generation of the.
Like, I gotta rewind it.
Watch this. Watch this. Problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matter starts there. Watch this. Problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matter starts there.
Right. So what is she saying there? I wasn't hearing her clearly.
She said problem with the her exact words were the major problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
Yep. That's the problem with Israel. The young what? Black
So like
community.
Come
on.
The young generation of the black community.
Yeah. Just specific on that. You understand? Now you see why it's done the way it's done. Right? Like, you thinking, okay, like drugs being the own economy in the black community. Like, I mean, the way for a black man to get rich, or you go sing, or you go play sport, is the only way for you to get rich. You know why? Because it's the system that they done created around you. They done funnel you into that. So now you go be a singer. Guess what you have to do? What you have to do when you be a singer or rapper? What you have to do? Or entertainer?
Salaki,
Come on.
you gotta sell your soul.
By doing what?
Unlawful
Break it down
things.
for me. Break it down for me.
Unlawful things.
Salakia.
Getting pegged.
Yeah, that's all about Salakia. I think it starts with having sex.
Yeah, getting a pegging kick.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. You're correct. All that does go on in the community. Because what's his name? Young Thug. He came out and said, he was like, oh, since we ain't out everything, I'ma just say it. All of us gain D. Pause. Not me. That's Young Thug's words. You understand? Right? But it starts with what? Okay. So in
So
other
that
words, come on.
completely forgetting about and turning your back for your people.
Yes, but you all had to give me. Okay, remember what you are saying. He could always say what? He can say what? I didn't stop you from. I didn't make you do that. I didn't. But what we know, we could go back on to show that he did, in fact, try to not have you. I don't want to give you it. You're an entertainer. You're being paid by them. What would you have to do?
Salaki, if you was a
Come
man,
on.
you'll have to wear a dress.
It's like if I may,
Come on.
you have to do what they say when they say do it for that contract.
Why? That's it. That's what I want to hear, Shah. That contract. That's what it gets you. You go sign that contract. You reading everything? You have lawyers that are going to pay. I mean, you're going to pay to read it for you, and you just going to sign it there. Yeah, that's okay. Why you think your basketball players don't speak out? Why you think they don't speak out? Because in fear of that what? Contract.
Salaki.
Come on.
That's what I was gonna say. They're gonna take their money.
Yeah.
They're gonna find them.
That's exactly what they're gonna do. All right. I don't know where I get the back noise from. That's going. All right. Now, that's exactly what they're gonna do. You're gonna play basketball. I'm back in. Salaki, you're gonna play basketball, you have to what? Sign a contract. You understand? Get you on it every time. We have to have our own. Because when we sign that contract, when we sign whatever contract they give us, now we forget about where we come from. People. Why? Because they're paying you money. What Jay-Z? You think Jay-Z don't know what the problem is? Remember when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee? Jay-Z came behind and said, what? Time for taking a knee is over. Why did he say that? Why? Because of money. His wife, Beyonce, brother, she rich. She got money. But she's doing an advertisement for Levi, one of them jeans. And she's taking that pants off and she's sitting in the laundromat with her panties on. Why is she doing that? Why are you degrading yourself like that? Young black sisters looking up to you. Why are you doing that? Because you don't go sign what? A contract. Now they own you. Or I get an extra 5,000, extra 100,000 for show my panties. Yeah, ain't no problem.
If I may, sir.
Come on.
A lot of those contracts with these young rappers, they end up signing those contracts or whatnot when they coming fresh out of jail, thinking they're gonna get a little advance or some money, not knowing that everything that the label is spending on them, like hotel for your brother, or studio session, all that stuff you gotta pay back. So in time, they really create you as a slave to this this label deal, this contract, because you're really in debt now. And people be trying to buy themselves out of it when like 5 or 6 years later go by and they starting to realize what kind of contract it is and realize the white man's the devil. They try to realize how they can buy themselves out of these contract deals. So like it, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was all, sir.
You're right. They try to do it and you don't ever do it. ever get to
Right.
do it. What's his name? Michael Jackson, I believe, did it. But guess what? Guess who have his stuff now? The Beatles. No, he bought the Beatles, right? Who have Michael Jackson stuff now? Oh, he dead. I forgot. What about Prince?
Salakia, sir.
Come on, come on.
His white son. I mean, his Edomite son.
You understand? Like, come on. Like we had to be, you know what I mean, we had to do much better than that. That's why the Bible tells us to what? Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired.
Oh God.
We're gonna have to separate from the oppressor, separate from him, meaning now we're gonna have to think what? How are we gonna have to think? We're gonna have to think like a people who what?
So like I said, that are righteous.
Like righteous, but
With morals.
and yes, with morals, integrity. We're gonna have to go do whatever we had to do for him, and just come back home. You understand? We're gonna have to put down that pipe, that crack pipe. We're gonna have to stop selling drugs. We're gonna have to stop, do it, and then come together as a nation. You understand? Create our own basketball league, own football league, our own everything, our own schools. You understand? We gotta create these things for ourselves, our own. Why? Because your Hakeem Jeffries and your Cory Booker, they're getting paid from APAC. So their mind is not on you and me. Their mind is on Israel. I have to see what Israel wants. I have to see what Israel needs. Right?
Salakia, sir.
Come on.
If I may, I just want to add on to that. You know, when they sign those contracts and stuff like that, and they get that kind of money, they're not allowed to help their people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you considering helping your people, you get blackballed, you get blacklisted. You know, and then they end up coming after you and taking that money back.
Yeah. Hello?
So, Salakia, can you hear me?
Yeah, hearing you now.
Yeah. So you're not allowed to when you get money like
give me
that.
1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, hello?
Hakeem,
you can hear me now?
hear you in Durham.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Salaki.
Salakia. So I was saying, when these entertainers, when they sign these contracts like that, and they get that big money, they're not allowed to help their people. They're not allowed to spend that money back. You know, trying to help anybody out. You know, if you do, they go after you and they try to get that money back from you.
Yeah, you're correct. You are correct. All right. What we holding now? I think our brother had a question. Come on.
The video that you played, was it the oppressor daughter that was speaking?
Yes, that was a so-called Israeli woman that was speaking. Top one, you could put the video in the chat for brothers and sisters if they want to hold on to it. All right. And I think I saw a question. All right. Young man asks, please breakdown of 1 Corinthians 7 and what is meant by unclean. Okay, let's go to it. 1 Corinthians 7 and what? And 14, right? Kwaiba, you could get that from it. 1 Corinthians 7 and 14. All right. And you could start maybe at you can start at 11.
It's the book of First Corinthians, chapter 7 and verse 11. But and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife.
Right? And so remember, Christ came and said what? Christ came and increased the law and said what? You could only leave your woman only for what?
Salakia or adultery.
Adultery, right? Fornication, adultery, right? You could only leave your woman for adultery, or I should say fornication, which is what? Unlawful sex, right? Adultery is one form of unlawful sex. You understand? Then you have what? That bestiality. You know what I mean? That's unlawful sex. That same sex, that's unlawful sex. That's fornication. You understand? And Christ came and increase it. That's the only time you're allowed to just, you know what I mean, pack your bags and walk. Right? And don't look back. Read on. But he's saying, if your woman depart, right? Meaning she's like, you know what, I had enough. I just want, you know what I mean, a minute, you know what I mean, to myself, whatever. And you'll decide to what? Live separate. You can't put her away. She can't put you away. You understand? I would advise you to get counsel before you do that. But you cannot put that woman away. You understand? Right? And that woman can't now go and say, well, guess what? All right, I'm free. No, you're not free. You understand? You say what? Let not the husband put her away. Right? Or be reconciled to what? Her husband. Right? But read on. Read verse 12.
Verse 12. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother,
meaning what? This ain't the Lord here, but I'm telling you, giving you some good, righteous what advice. Read on.
If any brother have a wife that believeth not.
So the wife above is the wife that what? The wife and the man above, they what? Above in the verse we just read.
They what? They married. They married. But they separated, right?
But they meaning this. They believe in the Bible.
Okay.
They believe that sex is marriage.
Okay.
They're in the truth. But he's saying what? But to the rest, I speak. Right?
Okay.
Read on from if any brother.
If any brother have a wife that believeth not.
Meaning this woman is not what? She's not in truth. She don't believe sex is marriage. Why? Because she have a escape plan. Escape route. Just in case you lose your job and get broke. Understand? Just in case you do decide to go do what? Get another woman. Just in case. Right? Read on.
And she be pleased to dwell with him.
Right. No, she's pleased to dwell with you. Meaning you all, yeah, I mean, you'll have any little arguments, but yeah, I mean, for the majority of it, yeah, I mean, you're cool. You're able to live with each other. Read on.
Let him not put her away.
Then you had to put a woman away. She want to be part of the school, but you know what I mean, she behaving, she acting right. Right? Yeah, you'll gain some arguments but that's normal with a marriage. Right? Read on.
Verse 13. And the woman which have a husband that believeth not.
Now, this is a woman who in the truth, but guess what? Your money out there. You like to smoke. You know what I mean? Eat a couple of shrimps. You know what I mean? Get some crab hands, some, you know what I mean, pig foot. You know what I mean? You do anything in the world. You in the truth now as a woman. Right? Read on.
And if he be pleased to dwell with her, Let her not leave him.
Meaning he coming home, you know what I mean, chilling, going to work, you know what I mean, doing things that, you know what I mean, a man will do for his woman. And you please to dwell with him, then you can't leave him. Read on. I mean, and that's, you know what I mean, your sisters better understand that you come into this school here, you have, you know what I mean, you leave and go get a man in the world, you better stay with that man in the world and don't leave him. You understand? Likewise, brothers who come in here, you could go get a sister in the world, you better stick with that sister. And don't try to be looking for no escape route. Salaki is, she not, you know what I mean, she eating pork, and I'm trying to tell her don't eat pork. Okay, was she eating pork before you met her? Can't. What do you want me to do? If she want to stop eating pork, she ain't committing what?
Adultery.
Yeah. You understand? Likewise, the brother might come in, he might have a little smoky breath. Sister and all too, she might have a little smoky breath, but that's what you marry. You understand? That's why we teach. Marriage is very what? Important in here. It's very serious in here. Now, because a man could have more than one woman, mean now you could go, you know, spread your seed how you feel like spreading your seed. You understand? Can't do it. And you sisters, boy, double, I won't say double hard, but just think you can only have one man for the rest of your life. One man for the rest of your life. That's it. You understand? Now, think and choose wisely. You understand? Now, read on.
Verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife.
What? For the what?
For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife.
Because who knows? Guess what? What does it mean the unbelieving husband is what does sanctified means?
So
Come on.
Does it mean saved?
Nah, I'll take that, but let's look it up. What does sanctified mean? For the unbelieving, this brother not in the truth, but the wife is.
If I could, sir.
Come on.
So like, sir, you know, we got a lot of situations like this in the school. A sister is in the school and the brother may not be, but they living in the same household, and he's able to see her growth with her coming to the school and, you know what I'm saying, changing up her health plan or doing certain things towards him as well. And he's starting to learn slowly but surely.
Slugging.
I'll take that. Come on.
What I mean to cleanse.
Right? Yes. Cleanse.
Yeah.
Right? Which will lead to what? You saving your husband. Right? Meaning it might depend on how you treat that brother. Might depend on how you treat him. You understand? And how you live, how you take on. You learn what you learn in here, and you go what? Practice it at what? At home. You understand? And you might save him. You understand? Might clean him. And be like, you know what? I see what you're doing, sis. See. I mean, most of the sisters, they look for, I mean, some excuse to leave a man, but not a woman in the truth. You're not looking for an excuse to leave your man. You're looking for a way to help your man. You understand? To help him. You don't go choose who you go choose. No, get down and get dirty. Get, you know what I mean? Get him, try and get him in here. Because you don't, you know what I mean? You don't have sex with him. Something you saw that you like. Now, I advise you not to do it. I advise you to bring him in here first so you can see what he made of. You can't. Some of us can't. You understand? Read on.
And if the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband,
Mm-hmm.
else were your children unclean, but now are they holy.
Right. Meaning what? Meaning the children.
Salaki, the children will be saved too.
Yes, because now guess what? You come into the school, you're gonna be like, um, baby,
No
we can't
more,
pork, no
no more
pork.
Christmas.
Yeah, no more Christmas. You understand? So now guess what? You start putting food in the fridge that is lawful. You start small. You understand? Kids, no more birthdays. That's done. Done with. You start making these changes. You understand? And guess what? The children could be saved also too. Could now come in and be clean. And now see how daddy moving, see how mommy moving, and want to be part of that. Come on.
So, like, sir, I was gonna say they can be separate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Correct. Now read on.
Verse 15. But if the unbelieving depart.
Now, if the unbelieving depart, meaning he has to have the poor crowd, you pissing him off. He wants that, you know what I mean? She wants that food. You know what I mean? She wants that, you know what I mean? That cockroach of the ocean. He wants it. You know what I mean? He's tired of you coming in and, you know what I mean? And saying, oh, we can't eat this, we gotta eat this. You're tired of it. You know what I mean? You're killing the high. You're too sober. You're trying to pass it blunt, but you was like, my Lord, I don't do that no more. And you should try and stop, my Lord. You understand? You being the man, hey, babes, I don't do that no more. You should try and stop too. The Lord giving you some time. They're tired of being a person who don't want to indulge in their sin. And they say, you know what? I'm leaving. An unbeliever, you know what I mean? Depart. Read on.
Let him depart.
Let him go. Read on.
A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases.
And that's it. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases. Let them go. You don't try to beg them to stay in some relationship with you. Why? Read on.
But God have called us to peace.
That's it. You're going to now try to force somebody to stay in some relationship with you. You're going to be in arguments day and night. Nah. As a man, that is weak. You understand? You know what I mean? Oh, they say that she's for the streets. Let her go. You understand? You're a woman and you're trying to hold on. This man's saying, "No, I'm done. I'm out." And you're trying to hold on to him for what? For what? He done. Right? All right, we good on that, right? I think he wanted the part where it says, "Else will your children unclean," right? Because why? Because the kids going to be in that relationship before you come in, doing what? All manner, eating all manner of, you know what, unclean stuff. I'm using that as an example. But now, because one of the parents, mom or dad, in the school, now they have a chance of being what? Holy. You understand?
Woo, woo.
All right. All right. Any more questions?
Come on, sir.
Mm-hmm. I think my sister had a question here, right?
I wasn't sure if
All right.
you
All right. So if your husband died, right? You can't marry in that case. All right. You can't remarry. All right. That's why them Christians be saying what till death do you apart. All right. But once your husband or your wife die, you know what I mean, or more so a woman husband, because a man can marry whichever woman he wants. It's a woman. Only way a woman can remarry is if that what husband die. All right.
Okay.
Or if that husband, a non-believing husband, does what? Leave. Okay. Any more questions?
Slug, did you see the sister's question on Revelation 22 and 11?
Come on.
Slug, the sister said can she get a breakdown? Can she get a general breakdown on Revelation chapter 22 and verse 11?
Mm-hmm.
Slug, one of the troopers got it.
Yeah. Okay, why about? So it's young man G there?
My G.
Uh-huh.
John.
You can let him read.
Salakia, what's the verse?
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
We also got Trooper Yazakar in the building as well.
Yeah. I mean, you could pass it around. Come on.
Anybody got it? Yeah, Yazakar got it, sir.
Go ahead, Yazakar.
Salakia. Book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still.
Mm-hmm.
And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Read on.
Verse 12. And behold, I came quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be.
Right. Okay. So now we know what in red is Christ, right? He's speaking right now. And he's saying what? Read verse, skip up to verse 7.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I come quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book.
So he's saying what? Bless. I would come what?
Blessed
I come.
is he that keepeth quickly.
I come quickly. Meaning these Christians thinking they have all day and night forever. When we in this school here, we live like Christ coming when? Next minute. Next second. You understand? That's how he had to live. Because he's saying what? I come quickly. Right? Read on. Go to verse 8.
Book of Revelations 22 and verse 8. And I, John, saw these things and heard them. And when I had heard and seen, I fell down to worship before the feet of the angel, which shewed me these things.
We showed him what? These things. Meaning the things to come to what? To pass. The prophecies in this book. John saw it. Right? And he fell down to his knees. Read on.
Verse 9. Then said he unto me, see thou do it not, for I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren, the prophets, and of them which keep the sayings of this book, worship God.
You understand? He's telling you what? He's saying what? I am that fellow servant that do what? That keepeth all these things in this book, like the prophets and my brethren. You understand? And with this, you know that what? He's talking about what? He's talking about brothers and sisters who do what? We're keeping the things in this book. We're keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments in this book. We're reading about these prophecies and praying day and night for it to come to pass. You understand? Read on.
Verse 10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. For
Say
the
no
time,
seal. Don't seal it. Right? Read on for what?
For the time is at hand.
So the time is at hand. For who? Read on.
Verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Right. So that time you're talking about at hand is for what? The person who is what? Unjust, and what remains what? Unjust. Read on.
And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
And he's saying, let him what? Be filthy what?
Still.
Right? Read on.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still.
Still. And this here is also to show you that what? Christ what? Remember what he said? Let he that have an ear, let them what?
Listen.
Let them hear.
Let them hear.
Remember, Christ spoke in what?
Parables.
In parables. Why? Because he didn't want everybody to be what?
Understand. I'll give
well, meaning to be what? You right to be saved.
Go on, God.
You understand? He telling you what? You unjust? Okay. Let him, the unjust, be still. You're filthy. Let him be still. Read on.
Let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
Let him be what?
Holy still.
Right. Read on.
Verse 12. And behold, I came quickly, and my reward is with me.
And my what? My reward. What's his reward? To everybody is what? We call it the what? We call it the what? The kingdom of what?
The kingdom of heaven.
The kingdom of heaven. Right? That's a reward. Everybody that listen. But then there's another reward also too. What's that reward? That's when what? Remember, what did the disciples ask Christ? What am I doing all this work for? And what did Christ tell them? Get that quick for me. You know what up, Mom? Give me, I believe it's hold on. Where the disciple asks him, and Christ, I think Christ answered and say in the regeneration. In the regeneration. Look for regeneration. Matthew 19 and 20, 28. Read that for me. Let me see if that's it. Matthew 19 and verse 28.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 28.
Hold on. Let me get with you. Right? Read verse 27.
Verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right? And then you go to second Ezra's 2 and 43. So second Ezra's 1 and 43. We could pull that faster, man. Second Ezra's 1. And what did I say? 43. Check 2. Second Ezra's 2. And 43.
It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 2 and verse 43.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon
And this is Christ.
every one,
Mm-hmm.
and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
You understand? That's Christ. And there's some men he's gonna do what? Put what? Crowns on their head. Everybody is going to be rewarded for the work that they do. Everybody. You understand? Everybody gonna be rewarded. You understand? Remember what Christ say in Matthew 5 and 19. Read Matthew 5 and 19. Let's see if you remember what Christ said. Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever, therefore, shall break one of these least commandments
Mm-hmm.
and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
That's a reward. That's a reward for an unjust and a filthy man. You understand? Going to be a preacher, no sweat. You stay a preacher until Christ returns and see what's going to happen. You understand? You want to be in that Christian church, you stay in there and wait until you see when Christ returns what's going to happen to you. You want to be in a mosque when Christ returns, watch and see what's going to happen to you when Christ returns. You understand? Christ would rather hear what? Just like the most, I'd rather hear what? Rather hear change. But some of us, you know what I mean? Read Mark, I think it's Mark 13 and 7. Either Mark 13 and 7 or Matthew. Hold on. Let me get it fair. 13. What did I say? 7. Hold on. Matthew 13 and 11. Matthew 13 and 10. And then we'll end it there. Any more questions? We're going to save it until next week.
Hey, Salaki, I did have a question.
Come on.
Okay, so the previous scriptures we was reading when he was talking about the filthy, let them be filthy still, and the just, let them be just still. Okay, that's not saying that we don't have work to do to try to wake these people up.
No.
And that's not also that, but that is saying you are what you do. Meaning your work. When he says based on your work, what we could change, meaning there's hope for a person to actually stop being a sinner, stop being a drug addict, and actually practicing the righteous acts. And now that's what they are, not what they believe, not what they think, but actually what they do.
Yes, that's why we always you know what I mean, you always hear the general saying what you're doing now. Don't tell me what you do 2 months ago. What you're doing right now. You understand? Because that's how it's going to be. You think, you know what I mean, you have what? Righteousness and I'll lay away? No. You got to be righteous what? Every day. When Christ returns, if you're unjust, you're going to get the reward of an unjust man. If you're filthy, you're going to get the reward of a filthy man. Now, if you're righteous, you're going to get the reward of a righteous man. Right? And when I say man, I mean what? Woman also too. All right? Come on, so read Matthew 13, start at 10.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables?
And it says
Verse
the
11.
disciples. So the disciples was wondering, yo, I thought we're trying to do what? But disciples thought.
Salaki, sir.
Iraq, what? Come on.
So the disciples thought, I thought we was trying to save all Israel. We was trying to save not everybody, like all races, but all Israel.
Yeah. Read on.
Verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
It is what?
It is not given.
Read on.
Verse 12. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
Right.
Verse 13.
Lord, Christ is breaking it down for the disciples and them. He's telling them, if you are given what? Abundance, right? But whatsoever had to him shall be given. Meaning you in this, and he's telling them, you with me, you won't get. But these others who not with me, they're what? It's going to be taken away from them. And what happened to your leaders back then? Especially your high priest. What happened to the high priest and them? It was what? It was taken away from them.
Taken away, sir.
Read on.
Verse 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand.
Right? Neither do they what?
Neither do they understand.
Neither do they understand. You read down, you see Christ is basically explaining to them. I mean, not everybody gonna make it in the kingdom that first time. You understand? But we all going to make it in nonetheless, though. That's why he said what? He said what? You teach men to go against this word, you're going to be the least in the kingdom. You understand? All right.
So, like, sir, I have a question.
Come on.
Okay, so is that why, like, I know, like, when you young in the truth, you come in the truth and you telling everybody about the truth, you pleading with your family, your close friends in the world or whatever, and you get heartbroken when they don't come in the truth. You telling them, you showing them scriptures, you showing them Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68, and they like, just oblivious. They like dumbfounded. And so when I see like men who's been in truth for a minute, they're kind of more, the Lord will wake them up, when he sees fit for them to be awakened. They're not as like I don't want to say hungry. I don't want to put a word on it, but I just remember being, I would me personally, I would just feel like, damn, like I brought the brother to class. I'm like, he came in, but he don't get it. He's still out here in the world. He you know what I'm saying? But I see seasoned men kind of following along with this scripture as far as they have an understanding that the Lord is going to bring through these doors and sit them in these seats who he see fit. Not saying we don't have work to do, but just, it's just that divide or that difference that I see that young guys, or not even just sisters too. We all probably talk to our family all the time, trying to wake them up, trying to bring them into the truth. And we're like, it's right here, plain as day. Why do you not see it? And yet they're just like oblivious, So I just see like the seasoned men in the school where they just a little more patient, a little more tactful. Like even when we at camp, you kind of recognize what their objective is at camp versus what they're asking. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm just saying I just noticed that with the seasoned men in the school, such as yourself, sir.
Yeah, because you know what I mean, at the end of the day, the Lord is the one who gives it. The Lord, you know what I mean, the one that take it. You know what I mean? You could, you know what I mean, but what we have to do, we just have to go there and do what? Fish. And the Lord will, whoever has to buy that bait, he will let them buy that bait and come all the way in. We just have to be what? We have to be ready to receive them. You understand? So whatever you're doing, you gotta, you know what I mean, that you know it. It's not taught in here, you better clean that joint up. Clean it all the way up. You understand? You have a responsibility. And Black people, the church don't fail them. And because the church don't fail them, when they come in to see me and you, they're going to be doing what? They're going to be observing, looking. You understand? You got to be clean. You understand? Clean. All right? And with that, who I pass the class over to?
Sluggers, you pass it to me, sir.
See you. So, Iraq, I'll talk to you, right? With that, hold on. Iraq. Give me 1 minute. Iraq, give me a call quick.
Come on, sir.
All right. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer Tab 1. Tab 1, you can start reading the announcement.
Come. All right. So let me turn the camera. Salakia. Salakia, so you want I'll do announcements for Salakia. ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Salakia. I just had it. Okay, here we go. Salakia, new rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or a teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation will be Salakia, the memorial blowing of the trumpets. That's the first day of the 7th month. That lands on Sunday, September 21st. Okay, you can find us in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. Salakia. Khan. Remind Akim and Akwathan to check on social media. So that's ICBK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ICBK
Tab 1.
materials.
Salaki. Tell Iraq to give me a call, please.
Con, sir. That's like I don't want you heard Cap. Yeah, he calling right now. I don't want. Salakia. Remind Akim and Akwathan to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, men of Israel, I Magim, which means to stand. Salakia. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yadi Matah, Sar turn to face his sisters. Sisters, I mind you, which means
Salakia, Tabo one.
I thought you saw
Yeah, we have one more thing to do.
Khan on the one Khan, Salakia. Salakia, I mind you.
I was looking for sister Pat on the online.
Khan on
Where's
Khan.
Sister
She's
Pat?
right here, sir. She right here.
Right there?
Screen, sir. Khan, if you put our join up there, she's right here, sir.
All right. Sister Pat. No. You ready for this? Come step forward, sis.
Most High in Christ.
You know what I mean? Today, you know what I mean? You're gonna get, you know what I mean, your name. All right.
Come on, get shot. Everybody can be shot.
I mean, this sister, you know what I mean, because of your, you know what I mean, your hard work and, you know what I mean, diligent work on coming in here, you know what I mean, with Sister Sapa, I know Sister Sapa, pronounce her name for me, Salaki, Paya, Sapaya, Salaki, sister, forgive me, please. I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna get it. Sapa. Say it one more time for me. Sapaya. Sapaya. Good. Right? Sister Sapaya, you know what I mean, spoke highly of you. You know what I mean? And your work that you know what I mean, you did for these brothers coming in also too. You know what I mean? And how it, you know what I mean, what it looked like is what your name is going to be. You know what I mean? And what's her name?
Like, so her name is
Nashama. Nashama, which means what? Her
Nashama. Go ahead, sir. It's like it, sir.
Right, which means her purpose.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And you showed that your purpose is to come in here and to serve the Lord. You understand? And by that serving the men of the Lord. You understand? You showed that, sis. And congratulations on getting a name. Not Nashama. Get that, sister. Excellent job. Great work, sis. All right. You already prayers?
Come on, sir.
All right. And just to make me sure you found your purpose, sis, in here. You found it in the truth. And this is it. You know what I mean? That oil get poured in your head. You pour the oil already, Tabo one?
Come on, sir.
Come on.
Most High in Christ. That oil poured on your head, sis. That means something. You cannot turn your back on the Lord. I mean, you cannot turn your back on your brothers and sisters. You understand? That's how serious it is. All right. And you all know you already prayers, right?
Come on, sir.
Okay. So go ahead.
All right, just up here, okay? When we you have your name, right? So you're gonna repeat it 3 times when we point to you. All right, everybody ready? Yabaraki Yahweh. Washamarka. Yah Yahweh. Pun Yahweh. Al Yakah. Wayakunka. Yasha Yahweh. Pun Yahweh. Al Yakah. Wayasimlaka. Shalom. Yahweh. Bahashem. Yahweh Shah. Barak. Rapah. Magun. Hagun. Nashama. Bahashim Yahweh Shah. The water, Aman. In the English, we said Yahweh, bless thee and keep thee. Yahweh, make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yahweh, lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless, heal, shield, and protect. Nashama. Kum Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Kum Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Most High.
All right.
I got you.
All right.
So we just
yes,
sir.
No, Iraq. Just give me one more call, and you could salute. You could have the solicitor salute now.
Call another one. Call and make sure you put it on.
Okay. So like men of Israel, Imajim, which means to stand. Sisters, Imajim. Men of Israel, sorry to the sisters. Men of Israel, we're gonna give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak. How is Shamal? Yaji Matah, class dismissed.